building a better Bay Area. Moving forward, finding solutions. This is ABC7 News.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Now at 6, remembering the victims of the VTA rail yard rampage. Hundreds gathering for an emotional tribute in San Jose, and we are hearing from loved ones.
And new details in the investigation into that shooting. Authorities say it will take at least several days to collect evidence at the scene. Overnight, ABC News sources revealed investigators found Molotov cocktails in the shooter's home. We now know border officials detained Samuel Cassidy 5 years ago while he was returning from the Philippines. More on this in just a moment.
Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, May 28th. You're watching ABC7 Mornings live on ABC7, Hulu Live, and wherever you stream. We're starting our 6 o'clock hour with a check of our forecast with meteorologist Mike Nico. Hi, Mike.
Hey, good morning, Kamasi, Jabina, Sue. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at what's going on outside. And you can see we've got a pretty stout sea breeze, 22-mile-per-hour wind at Fairfield. That's going to keep us pretty comfortable not only today, but also tomorrow. And you can see it is spreading low clouds across many neighborhoods, more so than just about any day this week. A little mist in our hills also as you head through the morning commute. Temperatures will end up in the 80s in the North Bay, the East Bay, 70s from Fremont and Palo Alto southward, 60s around the Bay, and 50s at the coast. But it's going to get dangerously hot starting Sunday. Right now, excessive heat watch for Solano County. We'll talk about the rest of our forecasts coming up. Kamasi.
All right, thank you, Mike. Developing news this morning, there is new information about explosives found inside the burned-out home of the gunman in the VTA rail yard shooting in San Jose. Sources tell ABC News that investigators uncovered unexploded but fully complete Molotov cocktails. They say Samuel Cassidy may have placed them there to accelerate the fire that he reportedly set at his home before the shooting, but they did not explode. As investigators continue to search for a motive, the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department released this new surveillance video, which shows Cassidy walking across the rail yard just moments after his first round of shooting on his way to another building. Cassidy fired 39 shots, killing 9 people before killing himself. This morning, investigators are expected to return to the VTA rail yard where these 9 employees were killed. ABC7 News reporter Amy Hollyfield joining us live in San Jose. And Amy, we know the community is really coming together to honor those victims and support their loved ones.
And Kumasi, now we're starting to hear the stories behind those 9 people who showed up here for work on Wednesday morning and were gunned down, shot to death by one of their co-workers. Hundreds of people gathered last night in front of San Jose City Hall for a candlelight vigil to honor the 9 men who were murdered. Elected officials and VTA administrators spoke about healing together as a community and never forgetting the victims. And then family members spoke about the loved ones they lost.
My nephew and my niece, they're not going to have a father. They're 3 and 1. They're going to ask where their father is. Nobody can bring that back, nor can I, nor can anybody else.
My father's name was Timothy Romo. My name is Audrey. I'm his daughter. My dad was the smartest and funniest man I know.
To me, he was my hero, my idol, everything I'd ever wanted to be as a man, and he led by example with everything he did.
As the mourners remembered the victims, there was also a plea for the community to pull together to support VTA workers. There were also many calls for an end to the senseless violence like what happened here on Wednesday. Reporting live in San Jose, Amy Hollyfield, ABC7 News.
Thank you, Amy. A group of VTA employees who lost co-workers in the shooting gathered before the vigil. They arrived on special VTA buses. Many hugged and consoled one another. We found a passenger who told us about her special bus driver, Tatizdeep Singh. He died in the shooting, but warned others about the gunman. She offered her thanks.
Thank you for getting me home safe and getting others in the scene of the crime home safe. He basically sacrificed himself to let others know that there was an active shooter on the grounds.
And there was this scene at the vigil. 4 San Jose firefighters standing on their engine to pay respects to the fallen VTA workers. This morning, we're remembering the life of one of the victims, Lars Lane. He was a lineman for the VTA and had plans to retire next year. Lars was married to his wife, Vicky, for 22 years. She says the last time she heard her husband's voice was Tuesday night. When she heard the news on Wednesday, she raced to the VTA rail yard with hopes that he had survived.
I had a feeling but I just always had hope until the last second. He was my soulmate. He was my total soulmate, the love of my life. He was a wonderful person. I'm going to miss him. I miss him now.
Vicky wants Lars to be remembered by his great sense of humor and his love for his family and friends.
San Francisco's Mayor London Breed says she is staying in close contact with San Jose's Mayor Sam Liccardo. Breed says the VTA tragedy brought up haunting memories of San Francisco's deadly shooting at 101 California Street in 1993. On that day, a gunman killed 8 people, and up until Wednesday, that had been the Bay Area's deadliest mass shooting.
It is really tragic for the Bay Area, for our region, and it's tragic for our country that this continues to be the normal thing that happens.
Mayor Breed says San Francisco has offered extra law enforcement and transportation resources to San Jose to help in the aftermath of the shooting. Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf talked about the shooting, gun control, and mental health yesterday on Midday Live.
California has the strongest gun control laws in the country, but guns come in from Nevada, other places. Ghost guns are being 3D printed without regulation. There is much more we can and must do. And as we come out of this pandemic, I think we have to have a renewed attention on mental health. I think there's been untold trauma over this last year that is on top of untreated and unaddressed mental health that has always been in our society.
This tragedy affects all of us, so if you need help, support, we have vetted resources. Go to abc7news.com/takeaction to find your ally.
State election officials are reviewing new allegations against the former mayor of Windsor, who resigned this month amid sexual assault allegations. The Chronicle reports officials received an anonymous complaint that says Dominic Fapoli used campaign funds to pay thousands of dollars to a girlfriend and an executive at his winery. It also claims he spent funds on alcohol and travel during his time in office. Officials have not said if it will launch an investigation into the allegations. In the East Bay, there was heavy fire at Chevron's Richmond refinery. You can see the flames and smoke in this video provided by PG&E last night. Residents were urged to keep windows and doors closed. The flaring has stopped, and the county says it did not pick up any significant air quality issues.
Still ahead, taking care of mental health as our community mourns the lives of lost in San Jose, how you can help loved ones who are dealing with trauma.
$100 million. We're putting aside $50 gift cards available today.
An extra incentive to get a COVID-19 shot here in California. The prize is available in a new vaccine lottery.
Here's a look at your holiday weekend. It starts off pretty comfortable with 50s, 60s, 70s, a few 80s inland, but then we jump into the 90s inland, even triple digits as the heat risk rises Monday. We'll talk more about your neighborhood and what this means coming up. 6:10 on a Friday, almost 6:11. We'll start with our neighborhood temperatures in San Francisco. We've got 49 the sunny side. Everybody else around 50 to 51 under cloudy, kind of misty conditions. 50s, low to mid 50s, just about everywhere till you get to Pittsburgh and Tracy, 60 and 61. This is the way it looks from Sutro Tower. You can see the cloud deck out there. It's going to roll back, but until it does, it's going to keep us pretty steady through 7 o'clock, and it will be replaced everywhere except for the coast by high clouds as we head into the lunch hour. 50s at the coast, 65 to 70 for elsewhere. 70s at 4 o'clock and back into the mid-60s if you're heading out this evening. So grab a coat. All right, here's a look at your activity plan for today. It's going to be warmer this weekend at our beaches. You may want to wait to go then. Small craft advisory, though, 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock this afternoon and evening if you want to get out and play on the bay. If you are out and about and you suffer allergies, tree pollen and grass pollen will stay moderate, but the UV index will be increasing, which means the burn time will be shorter. Make sure you take that strong SPF if you can. All right, let's talk about what's going to happen on the roads this morning. Turn it over to Sue.
Well, it's going to be a busy day on the roads this afternoon for sure. One of the busiest getaway days since, well, that we can remember, right, with the holiday in full swing. Taking a look at the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, it's very light this morning. Now's the time to be on the road at 6:12 Friday morning. It's about an 8-minute drive across the span from the toll plaza over towards San Rafael. And let's take a look at San Rafael. This is northbound with the headlights coming at you, and those traveling in the southbound direction are on the right-hand side of your screen past the North Gate Mall. You're looking at about an 18-minute drive from Novato all the way across the Golden Gate Bridge into San Francisco, so not bad at all. Better news for our one trouble spot this morning, which was in Sunol. We had a reverse commute problem eastbound 84 near Little Valley with a car fire. That has been cleared within the last 30 minutes. We're just seeing some slow traffic in the westbound direction, a typical commute, but 580 westbound looks great. Jabina? Kamasi?
All right, thank you, Sue. A group in Sacramento will be tackling wildfire preparedness, the bills that it wants to be passed within the next week.
Plus, we're on Vaccine Watch. People want to know how many COVID shots it'll take before they're immunized in the long run. 2 studies reveal who will need a booster shot.
And as we head to break, taking a live look outside right now at 6:13, a beautiful look at Friday. The moon's still up there. I like this. We'll be right back. Processing grief and the loss of loved ones creates another level of trauma for the families of the VTA victims. Counseling has already been offered to families of victims and to survivors. And while some may decline, psychologists encourage it over a period of time. Psychologists say friends also need to reach out to offer support in a very targeted way.
Offer what you can provide. Instead of asking the grieving person, what do you need from me? As the friend, say, I can bring meals to your house on Wednesday and Friday. Is that okay?
Loved ones should look out for symptoms of depression, insomnia, anxiety, feelings of survivor's guilt, and flashbacks.
If you get vaccinated, how long will you be protected against COVID-19? That's a question a lot of people are asking right now. The New York Times looked at 2 new studies. They show the vaccine could give people immunity to the virus for at least a year and potentially longer. Together, the studies suggest that most people who have recovered from COVID-19 and who were later immunized will not need booster shots. Vaccinated people who never got infected with COVID-19 will most likely need to get extra shots. If you have questions about coronavirus vaccines, ask the ABC7 News vaccine team by going to abc7news.com/vaccine. Just click on that big blue box. A major conference is coming back to San Francisco this year. Salesforce announced its Dreamforce conference will return in September. The Chronicle reports it will be at the Moscone Center. Attendance will be capped and everyone must be vaccinated. For the first time, some events will also be held concurrently in New York City, London, and Paris, and online. San Francisco's famed Palace Hotel is back open after a 14-month pandemic closure. The hotel previously closed only 2 other times, right after the 1906 earthquake and during a remodel in 1991.
In the East Bay, the Grand Lake Theater in Oakland is now back open. The theater's been closed since last March because of the pandemic, and during that time, it's made some major upgrades, including repainting the 45-foot tall ceiling in the lobby. There is a new incentive to get vaccinated, cold hard cash. California is giving 10 people who've received a shot $1.5 million. 30 people are going to get 50 grand. And there's $100 million worth of $50 grocery gift cards for newly vaccinated Californians.
And it's a wonderful incentive. Imagine you'd be taken care of with your health, and then you have some money to even take care of yourself some more.
I think that maybe for people that are going to already get the vaccine, it's just maybe they might get it faster. They might make some initiative to do it quicker. People that aren't going to get the vaccine, it's not going to help. They already have their reasons they're not going to get the vaccine.
So the odds of winning one of these $1.5 million jackpots is about 1 in 2.2 million.
But what did you say, Mike? when who wins?
Oh, who?
Under how many roofs?
Right, if you're under the same roof, whoever wins has to split it. And we're all under the same roof now, I think is what Jovita was getting at. Is that if one of us wins, all of us get something, right? Yes?
A little something.
We'll see. Oh, hi. I'm going to stay right here. I was running off to the chroma key. I apologize. All right, let's take a look at what's going on. Now I'm going to go over there. From Mount Tam, you can see the pillow of cloud cover that is making it maybe hard to get up this morning for a few folks, knowing that it's a little darker, a little grayer outside. We'll have seasonal high temperatures with a partly sunny sky. Eventually, our sky's going to get run over by high clouds. Misty hills and low and high clouds again tonight, just like this morning. And the heat risk is going to get moderate to high as we head through the holiday weekend. We'll start down in the South Bay, pretty comfortable here from 72 at Sunnyvale to Morgan Hill and Los Gatos, getting a little less comfortable, about 79. San Jose proper, about 75. Mid-60s, upper 60s, San Bruno, San Mateo, low to mid-70s for the rest of the peninsula. And you can see mid to upper 50s along the coast. Low 60s in downtown, South San Francisco, Sausalito, 64. And then you jump into the upper 70s to mid-80s through the rest of the North Bay valleys. And this is the way it breaks down. You're going to have low clouds a little bit longer, at least up through 10 o'clock. They'll keep you in the low 60s. And then once they break back to the coast, you break free of them, and look at that. You break into the 70s, so you break out of the 60s. I'm going to say break one more time. All right, here's a look at what's going on as we head into the afternoon hours. We'll hang out in the mid to upper 70s through about 4 o'clock. All right, we're going to get a break from the clouds cover along the East Bay shore, at least the low clouds, mid-60s to mid-70s. And as you head inland, we're getting a break from having to pay to stay comfortable. 78 at San Bruno to about 86, San Ramon, I should say, 86 into Brentwood. And we will definitely need the air conditioners in many areas as we head through the weekend. Tonight, we're falling back mainly into the 50s. But as you look at Saturday, it's going to be a lot like today. But Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday is when that moderate to high heat risk comes in. And especially, it's going to be critical to see where the lows, if they drop into the 50s and 60s, you should be fine. 60s and 70s, it's going to be a tough go. Kamasi, Jovita?
Thank you, Mike. Good Morning America is coming up at 7 right here on ABC7.
And Ginger Z has a look at what's ahead.
Jobina Kubasi, it is great to be with both of you. Coming up here on a holiday weekend edition of Good Morning America, we are going to go ahead and start with this big holiday weekend. The travel rush is on, the biggest in more than a year, and we're going to tell you about the most hectic times to hit the road. And then the question, are airports and the TSA really ready for this spike in travelers? Well, I guess they have to be because it's happening. But the Secretary of Homeland Security is going to join us to discuss live. And then as the return to normalcy goes into overdrive, the biggest crowd since the pandemic began is set to gather at the Indy 500 this Memorial Day weekend. So we're going to show you what that's going to look like. Also, Tiger Woods is talking for the first time about that devastating car crash, what he is saying about his recovery, and if he plans to play golf again in the future. And then as we kick off the unofficial start of summer, why there is a huge shortage in air conditioners. If you find one, why the prices are just as high as the temperatures. And then we are so excited to kick off our summer concert series, BTS, Purple Hearts all around. You are going to hear their smash hits, their newest hits. It's going to be a good way to start your weekend. That and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
Over the next 2 weeks, state lawmakers are expected to vote on several bills to address wildfire preparedness. The bills make up what the state Senate's wildfire working group calls a blueprint for a fire-safe California. They will complement the $536 million in funding already approved by the governor for fire prevention efforts and response.
$1 billion will be invested to be able to put more boots on the ground with CAL FIRE. Thousands of acres of additional vegetation will be cleared around communities. We're going to be removing millions of dead and dying trees, and we're going to be constructing dozens of additional fire breaks in every corner of California.
The working group says wildfires are an issue not only in California, but throughout the entire western United States.
That is true. The western third of the United States, all of us in deep drought. And our fire threat will heighten this weekend with the excessive heat. But right now, there's no watches or warnings. 12 o'clock Sunday, noon through 8 o'clock Tuesday. So we've got 3 afternoons of temperatures in the upper 90s to low 100s. But the issue with Solano County is your temperatures at night may only fall back into the 70s. So that is why you're under that excessive heat watch. Now, if you want some cooling, head to the coast where temperatures will be in the 50s Saturday, 60s Sunday, 70s Monday, their warmest day. Jovina?
Thank you, Mike. Airbnb is extending its party ban on rentals through the end of the summer. The San Francisco-based company says it's in the interest of public health. Airbnb first announced the ban last August when COVID-19 cases were spiking. This includes all parties and event listings on its platform. Guests without a history of positive reviews will also be banned from making one-night reservations for an entire home during the 4th of July weekend.
Costco is bringing back something many shoppers were missing during the pandemic. After a 14-month hiatus, the company announced it will start a phased return of free samples. This is starting at 170 stores during the first week of June, and there will be some changes, though, to how that food is given out, including samples being prepared behind plexiglass barriers. Food court seating, that'll also return next month with new social distancing protocols.
I love myself a Costco sample.
Now's the time.
Those mini quiches. Okay, here. Well, next at 6:30, hacking alert, what Microsoft is saying about a cyber attack against more than 150 government agencies.
Plus, as we turn the corner in the pandemic, more rules are being rolled back. How long you can expect to wear your masks in airports here in the U.S. And as we had to break, taking a live look outside right now, the clouds and the sun starting to come up there. It is 6:27. We'll be right back.
Building a better Bay Area. Moving forward, finding solutions. This is ABC7 News.
Now at 6:30, loved ones grieving the loss of the 9 VTA workers, the emotional tribute in San Jose, plus what we're learning about the shooter and why he may have targeted his coworkers.
A live look through our Mount Tam camera this morning. I'm looking ahead to this week, the weather this holiday weekend, including an excessive heat watch in one county.
Everybody that's gotten vaccinated in California is automatically eligible.
Plus, the governor's appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live last night. He laid out the details of the state's new vaccine incentive program. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, May 28th. You're watching ABC7 Mornings live on ABC7, Hulu Live, and wherever you stream. We want to start with a check of our AccuWeather forecast with Mike. Hi, Mike.
Good morning, Jovina, Kamasi. Hi, everybody. Let's take a look at what's going on outside. And you can see over my shoulder there that it's a pretty gray start. But if you get above those clouds, there's plenty of early sunshine. And that'll be taken away by high clouds. So expect it to not be quite as bright today. And look at the winds. They're already gusting to 22 at Fairfield. So we've got a nice onshore breeze that'll keep us from getting overheated today and tomorrow. But it's definitely going to change as we head deeper into the forecast. So here's a look at our day planner for today. We'll be in the low to mid 50s all the way through 7 o'clock. 50s will stay stubborn, as will the low clouds at the coast. We'll have high clouds take over elsewhere, 65 to 70 at noon, 70 to 77 at 4 o'clock, and back into the mid 60s at 7 o'clock. Kamasi?
All right, thank you, Mike. Today, investigators are expected to return to the VTA rail yard in San Jose and to the home of the gunman in Wednesday's mass shooting. New this morning, sources are telling ABC News that investigators discovered unexploded but completed Molotov cocktails inside Samuel Cassidy's burned-out home. They say he may have placed them there to accelerate the fire that he reportedly set at the home before the shooting, but they didn't explode. And all of this is coming as the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office released new surveillance video showing Cassidy walking across the rail yard moments after his first round of shooting. The Sheriff's Department described him as a highly disgruntled VTA employee for many years.
The suspect talked to the union person, said, "I'm not going to shoot you," or words to that effect, and then started shooting other people.
The FBI says this investigation will be slow and methodical, with days left of evidence collection.
Hundreds of people mourned together outside San Jose City Hall last night at a vigil to honor the 9 lives lost in Wednesday's mass shooting at the VTA yard. That's where we find ABC7 News reporter Amy Hollycook, who's live with us with more information on the victims, their names, their faces, and the loved ones they were waiting.
Hi, good morning, Jobina. Yeah, this is still a crime scene here. There's still crime tape roping off this area where 9 people were shot to death Wednesday morning. And now we're learning more about their lives, who they were, and how much they will be missed. Hundreds of people gathered last night in front of San Jose City Hall for a candlelight vigil to remember the victims. The mayor and many other dignitaries spoke about the need to come together and support each other, especially VTA workers. Then several family members of the victims spoke, tearfully telling the crowd about how much these 9 men will be missed and also calling for unity.
VTA was his family. And at first I did not have the courage to come up here, but I wanted to come here because he was always happy going to VTA, and he always told me everybody that works at VTA is his family.
We're not just San Jose, we're not just California, we're not just the United States, we're the whole world, and the whole world needs to come together right now so we don't have to do this anymore.
Representative Zoe Lofgren called for change, saying we don't have to be the only country where mass shootings are a near daily occurrence. There were signs at the vigil. People were carrying homemade signs. People also brought flowers and candles. Some wore T-shirts with the pictures and names of the victims. One of the main messages during the solemn event was these victims must never be, they will not be forgotten. Reporting live in San Jose, Amy Holyfield, ABC7 News.
All right, thank you, Amy. And we are learning more about the victims in Wednesday's shooting. 49-year-old Timothy Romo went to work at VTA in San Jose every day from Tracy, where he was a beloved member of his community. Neighbors are remembering him as outgoing, cheerful, devoted to his family. Jay Martin says he would chat with Romo about their shared interest in motorhomes.
He had that voice, big voice, so you could always hear him, you know. And it's, oh, Tim's home, so I need to go talk to him real fast or something. And we'd have a great time.
He says that Romo had recently become a grandparent and was looking forward to spending time with his family.
Family members of light rail operator Tatejdeep Singh told us they weren't surprised to learn the 36-year-old acted to save lives. Friends, co-workers, and loved ones couldn't hide their grief as they gathered in Union City yesterday. Carmen Singh described his older brother as their mother and grandmother's favorite. Singh was a husband and father of 2.
I want to honor his life as much as I can. You know, he was my idol. In one way or others, I hated him for being so strict with me at times. He would keep me from going to parties, sometimes, you know, lecture me on things, but at the same time, he was my strength.
Carmen says his brother enjoyed his job and his co-workers. He says he learned 2 minutes after the gunfire started. Tatejdeep called one of his co-workers to tell him to stay away. You can help support victims in this tragedy. Head to abc7news.com/takeaction. We have information about how to donate to the families directly impacted by this gun violence.
Developing news, the U.S. Senate expected to reconvene this morning after lawmakers met late into the night as Republicans tried to block the creation of a commission to investigate the January 6th insurrection. They were expected to vote on this yesterday, but a stalled debate on a separate bill pushed back the timing. That commission vote is still expected to fall short of the 60 votes that it would need to advance. Many Republicans say they're concerned that this commission will be used as a weapon against them in the 2022 election. Former House Speaker Paul Ryan is the latest Republican criticizing former President Donald Trump's hold on the party.
Once again, we conservatives find ourselves at a crossroads. And here's the reality that we have to face. If the conservative cause depends on the populist appeal of one personality, or of second-rate imitations, then we're not going anywhere. Voters looking for Republican leaders want to see independence and mettle. They will not be impressed by the sight of yes-men and flatterers flocking to Mar-a-Lago.
Ryan made these comments yesterday at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley.
All U.S. airports are still requiring masks, even though several states have relaxed their mandates. U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas appeared on GMA to talk about how long the requirement could last.
The mask mandate is a federal mandate in airports and on airplanes, and that's going to hold true probably until mid-September. and it's a very important mandate. We are getting out of the COVID-19 pandemic because of a concerted federal effort, and we need to stay strong and really put this behind us.
Mayorkas has also addressed international travel, saying the U.S. is still considering requiring vaccine passports to travel in and out of the country. He says the priority right now is getting more people vaccinated. And coming up here, gearing up for a Memorial Day getaway. It is expected to be the busiest travel period since the start of the pandemic. The big focus on vaccinating people in unlikely places.
And taking a live look down at the big board at the New York Stock Exchange, up right now by about 115 points. Another update on the markets next.
The rise of San Francisco-based Uber will be the subject of a new show.
Yes, and now we want to check in with Sue for a look at our commute. Hi, Sue.
Good morning, everyone. We are looking at a pretty quiet Friday morning so far. We don't want to jinx it, but let's take a look at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza. No metering lights and no delays here. A little bit sluggish if you make your way on the western portion of the span. Over to 880 past the Coliseum. It's also moving nicely here both directions as you work your way north and south on the Nimitz. No nasty Nimitz this morning. We'll take a look overall. We're looking green. We'll look at your ride. We did have some gusty winds over the Altamont Pass. CHP had issued a high wind advisory for this ride, and you're slowing to about 30-ish miles an hour, and then things pick up on your way into Dublin Pleasanton. Quick look at your drive times right now, under 30 minutes westbound 580, so that's a nice Friday morning commute into Dublin. Highway 4 westbound Antioch to Concord is just about 10 minutes, or I should say about 18 minutes, and into San Francisco over the Golden Gate from San Rafael, a breeze at under 20 minutes. Mike?
Thank you, Sue. Hi, everybody. You can see a little bit of sunshine above the clouds over my shoulder there, but below the clouds, yeah, from the Exploratorium, it's actually milder this morning. You can see all of us are waking up to slightly milder conditions, and that's 60s around Antioch and also Brentwood, a low to mid-50s for the rest of our inland East Bay neighborhoods, and pretty much that's the way it is everywhere. We've got a little bit of fog forming around Santa Rosa and about 49 for the cool spot. So for the kids, it's not quite as cool this morning, but still jacket weather with low to mid-50s. It'll be partly sunny, still relatively cool, 50s and 60s at 11 o'clock, but 50s, 60s, and 70s as they head home for the holiday weekend. As far as the rest of us, you can see that, yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit cooler today than the rest of the weekend, so enjoy these wonderful temperatures. A little mist in our hills this morning. That's the only issue for the commute this morning. This afternoon could be a little choppy as the breezes pick up all across the bay and into the Delta. As far as our air quality, yes, it's going to get considerably hot. In fact, a moderate to high risk of heat this weekend, but our air quality is going to stay good to moderate, which is healthy for all of us. I'll show you those potential high temperatures and who could hit triple digits this weekend coming up. For now, let's take a look at the comfortable high temperatures sponsored by Disney's Cruella for today. Disney's Cruella is now in theaters or ordered on Disney Plus with Premier Access.
So what's the plan?
It's a world of opportunity.
Keep up, Miss Stella.
And I will rise. Trust me.
Now.
Why are you speaking?
She's a homicidal maniac.
Experience the beginning.
The black and white ball.
Won't she recognize you?
Stella can't go to the ball, but I know someone who can.
Of Cruella de Vil.
It's me. I'm a genius. I'm better.
Disney's Cruella. Rated PG-13. In theaters or order it on Disney Plus with Premier Access. Watch it now.
Families, colleagues, and friends are dealing with an unimaginable loss following the VTA mass shooting. New video this morning shows a growing memorial at Yerba Buena High School in San Jose. This is to honor 29-year-old Adrian Baeza, who was killed on Wednesday. He went to school there. ABC7 News anchor Dan Ashley shares more about Baeza and two other victims.
29-year-old Adrian Baeza was a father, husband, and friend. His neighbor remembers the first time they met.
He loved his family. He loved his community. He was a people person. He loved his job. He loved meeting the people on the bus and just taking care of his customers.
63-year-old Abdulwahab Alagumandan had been with the Valley Transportation Authority for 20 years. His son says he worked through the entire pandemic. He said he was a tinkerer and could fix anything. 49-year-old Alex Fritsch was an avid motorcyclist who built a tiki bar in his backyard for cocktail parties. He died in the hospital, surrounded by family.
That was Dan Ashley reporting. The mass shooting has touched so many of us here in the Bay Area and across the country, but unfortunately, some people out there may be trying to take advantage of you and your generosity. 7 on Your Side's Michael Finney has a timely warning after this phony GoFundMe showed up online. It popped up at least an hour before police confirmed the names of the San Jose shooting victims. Better Business Bureau says that's a red flag.
We all know what's going on. We all understand the story. So we want to make sure that the people that are being mentioned, you're able to verify that they are one of the victims. A lot of times the images that you see on these GoFundMe pages, you could easily cut and paste into Google and see where these images are coming from.
7 on Your Side notified GoFundMe about this bogus account. It has been taken down. GoFundMe has now assigned its trust and safety team to verify all campaigns related to this tragedy. It says anyone who has potentially been defrauded will get a refund.
New at 6, federal authorities are investigating a group of hackers targeting 150 government agencies worldwide. Microsoft says the cyber criminals targeted thousands of email accounts belonging to people involved in organizations across 24 countries. The company believes the hackers are part of the same Russian group that carried out last year's attack on the software vendor SolarWinds. The White House says it's monitoring the situation closely, but the impact appears to be limited.
This morning, we're hearing from Tiger Woods for the first time since that devastating SUV crash in Southern California 3 months ago. Woods says right now his goal is to simply walk again on his own. In an interview with Golf Digest, he says it was, quote, more painful than anything I have ever experienced compared to his past injuries and surgeries. He called the rehab process an entirely different animal. Woods is not saying if he thinks he'll ever be able to play golf again.
I think he's trying to keep his own expectations in check, but, just knowing him and knowing his competitive spirit, you have to think if there is a chance, he would have a really, really hard time not at least trying, at least seeing if it's possible.
Good Morning America. We'll have much more on Tiger's tale of survival coming up at 7 a.m.
The San Jose Earthquakes are teaming up with Santa Clara County for a vaccine event today. It's at Overfelt High School in San Jose from 11:30 to 7:30. Player Oswaldo Alanis was helping promote the event earlier this week. If you get your shot there, you can enter to win an autographed jersey. And player Ramiro Corrales will be there signing autographs from 4:30 to 6. And also, Governor Newsom appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live to talk about our state's new vaccine incentive program. 10 people will win $1.5 million.
So what, people will get entered in the lottery if they...
Everybody that's gotten vaccinated in California is automatically eligible. We put $116 million up. And on June 15th, we're going to do a $15 million raffle. We'll be doing a series of raffles, $50,000 on Friday, June 4th, Friday, June 11th, $50 gift cards, unprecedented.
What if you were vaccinated, well, you were one of the smart ones who got vaccinated, do you still get in the raffle?
In some of the states are doing raffles, but they don't include folks that did the right thing early.
Right.
We're including everybody that's...
Oh, yeah. Okay. So here's the breakdown of those prizes. 10 people will win $1.5 million. 30 people will win $50,000. The next 2 million newly vaccinated people will also get $50 gift cards.
All right, now to your morning money report. Cloud software company Snowflake is the latest tech company to move its headquarters out of the Bay Area. Snowflake, which had its IPO last year, was based in San Mateo. The San Francisco Business Times, though, is reporting that the company will now call Bozeman, Montana, its new principal executive office location. Snowflake says it no longer has a central headquarters because of its globally distributed workforce. The San Mateo office and its nearly 1,000 employees will stay on the peninsula. Now let's take a live look at the New York Stock Exchange as trading gets underway this morning. You can see we are starting up by about 140 points.
The CDC director says if you're vaccinated, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. And people are already taking that advice with millions expected to travel. Today is expected to be the busiest day at Oakland International Airport. Officials say 30,000 passengers will pass through. They are reminding people to arrive early and to wear your mask because they are still required. Free COVID-19 testing is available at the airport. As ABC News reporter Andrew Dimbert tells us, restrictions are being eased around the country, setting the stage for a more normal holiday weekend.
This morning, Americans gearing up for the unofficial start to summer, hitting the beach, the roads, and the skies.
This is our first time traveling since last year, February. We're going to New York for a wedding, and we're really excited about it.
In fact, at least 37 million people are expected to travel this weekend, the largest number in more than a year.
It seems like it's back to normal.
Officials across the country are working tirelessly to make sure the pandemic can't stop the party.
Go, get vaccinated, hit the beach.
Mobile vaccine sites are setting up camp at some of the country's most popular beaches.
We had an opportunity, we got vaccinated, and we came down.
While travelers passing through airports are being offered the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine before they fly.
Super easy, super fast, super convenient.
This year, strikingly different than what Memorial Day brought in 2020. With more than half of all adults in the U.S. now vaccinated, there's little fear of a repeat surge.
If you've been fully vaccinated, then you can and should feel a lot safer about gathering this holiday weekend.
Andrew Dimber, ABC News, New York.
So if you're planning a holiday weekend road trip, you probably need some good music. Listen to this. A new survey shows what people are listening to. And here are some of the top picks. Sweet Home Alabama by Leonard Skinner. Hotel California by the Eagles. Life is a Highway by Tom Cochrane. Take Me Home, Country Roads by John Denver. And On the Road Again by Willie Nelson. This survey was conducted by OnePoll on behalf of Christian Brothers Automotive.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut this time.
All right, so I will add a little to this. Christian Brothers Automotive is based out of Houston.
Okay.
Got it.
If that helps. Why they're all 70 songs? Maybe those are the last cars some of us could work on because now they're just too darn technical.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll take it.
We'll go with this theory, Mike.
A lot of those songs are now commercials, so, you know. I'm trying to put a spin on this. All right, let's move on. Let's take a look at what's going on. And you can see from our Oakland 880 camera looking from the Coliseum where the A's won again on the plane tonight. 640. Temperatures will drop into the 50s. It's going to be chilly there. 0.02 of an inch of drizzle. Rocky Ridge again receiving the only measurable drizzle this morning. Partly sunny and comfy today and tomorrow. Heat risk increases from moderate to high Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. It'll be cool at the coast, though, and so will the water temperature. It'll be in the 50s, so be careful if you go in the water. So here we are this morning. You can see low clouds spreading across all of our neighborhoods. They retreat back to the coast, but look at the rush of high clouds come in, and that's why it's going to be partly sunny this afternoon. Let's take a look at your temperatures, and we'll start with the hottest ones. We have low to mid-80s in Concord, Antioch, Fairfield, Santa Rosa, Lakeport, Ukiah, 88. Everybody else inland, including the South Bay, mid to upper 70s. That will extend all the way to Fremont and Palo Alto, 72. Most of the Bay in the mid to upper 60s. 61 in San Francisco, upper 50s along the coast until you get down to Santa Cruz at about 69. Tonight's temperatures will be back in the 40s and 50s, mainly 50s with cloud cover and a little mist and drizzle out there. Average high is 66 in Tahoe. We'll be near records in the upper 70s to near 80s Sunday and Monday. Contrast that with the coast where we'll be in the 50s and 60s tomorrow, except for Santa Cruz at 70. Notice the lack of cloud cover by Sunday. Everybody in the 60s except for around the Monterey Bay. We'll have a little cloud cover there. And then look at these temperatures. Monday, 70. This is the only place you're going to find any free air conditioning Monday and Tuesday. In fact, we have an excessive heat watch for Solano County. I'll talk about that in 7 things. As you can see, for Saturday, it's going to be a lot like today, but then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, that heat, even the 90s possible around Redwood City Monday.
Thank you, Mike. Los Angeles Angels pitcher Shohei Ohtani is scheduled to start tonight against the A's at the Oakland Coliseum. Last night, the superstar was scratched as the starting pitcher because of traffic on the Bay Bridge. Instead of a team bus, he took BART to the Coliseum, but he didn't arrive in time for his pregame warm-up. He still played and batted second in the lineup. The A's shut out the Angels 5-0. The rise of San Francisco-based Uber will be the subject of a new series on Showtime. The network announced actors Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Kyle Chandler will star in the first season of Super Pumped. Chandler will play venture capitalist Bill Gurley, and Gordon-Levitt will take on the role as ousted CEO Travis Kalanick. Super Pumped will be an anthology series with each series, or season rather, focused on a different business. There's no word yet on a release date.
Concerts are coming back. Tickets to see Billie Eilish at Chase Center go on sale today.
White shirt, now red, my bloody nose sleeping.
All right, the Bad Guy Singer is coming to San Francisco in March, the 29th actually, of 2022. The tickets go on sale today at noon. I was trying to look and see who else is coming, but I feel like I got to do some digging because a lot of them have been rescheduled.
Who do you want to see? If you could just pick someone to come to Chase Center.
I don't know. Celine's supposed to be coming. I would go see her again.
Oh, okay. I would go for that. I honestly, I think we were just talking about this. I love Beyonce. And I know she really hasn't come out with a lot of new music.
You don't care.
I don't, exactly.
I feel that way about Rihanna. I would go see her if she came to concert. And who else? I would go see Janet again. I've seen her a few times.
Yes. Ooh, I would see Jasmine Sullivan again. I also really want to see Kehlani because all those tickets sold out. You know, she's from Oakland. That would be amazing.
But Stern Grove Festival is back. And so they start their concert series on the 20th. They haven't released the lineup. And I just kind of feel at this point, it does not matter who it is.
I don't care. It's free. I'm coming.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
It's going to be a good time.
It is. We're putting all the energy out there also so that we can win some money, vaccines, back some mill.
Well, coming up next is 7 things you need to know today.
And as we head to break, we're taking a live look outside, seeing the beautiful Bay Bridge here. We'll be right back.
It is 6:57, and if you're just joining us, here are the 7 things to know this morning. Number 1, Molotov cocktails were discovered inside the burned-out home of the gunman in the VTA rail yard shooting. Sources tell ABC News that they were unexploded, but they were complete. The shooter, Sam Cassidy, reportedly set a fire at his home before the shooting.
Number 2, the Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office released this new surveillance video. It shows the shooter walking across the rail yard moments after firing his first rounds. On his way to another building, he killed 9 people before killing himself.
Number 3, hundreds gathered in front of San Jose City Hall last night for a candlelight vigil to honor the 9 men who were killed. Family members, elected officials, and VTA administrators all spoke about healing together as a community and never forgetting the victims.
Number 4, Senate Republicans are expected to block a bill creating a commission to investigate the pro-Trump riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. The Senate have reconvened after adjourning just before midnight our time.
Number 5, an abrupt change in our weather this weekend. Moderate to high heat risk, elevated fire risk. The most dangerous temperatures will be in Solano County from noon Sunday through 8 p.m. Tuesday.
Number 6, following your Friday commute. It's a little hazy out there, but that's the 80 freeway, the East Shore, past to Golden Gate Fields. It's pretty light out there. No major accidents, knock on wood.
And number 7, California is offering cash incentives to state residents who are vaccinated. The state is giving 10 people who've received a shot $1.5 million.
It's mine. Add on some money.
Now, does Sue have to give us the money, too?
Yes,
Is she
she's
under one
the
roof as well?
Yeah, I'll share it. What the heck?
Okay.
Thank you, Sue.
Good to know. Happy Friday, everyone.